Yeah, that was every time you hit shore leave. Shore leave. I know. So that's how we start. The holiday edition
of the holiday season.
I don't know that one. That's it. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I think I know that one.
Yeah, you've heard it a time or two.
I've heard it on the way up to the mountain.
Well, welcome to the holiday edition, the Christmas edition of the Mike and the Mountain.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, indeed. We wanted to get together and get a little festive throughout the holidays and have some fun, so I brought my buddy Santa that I'll explain in a minute. Your daughter has stuck a couple elves up here that she says are exclusively to watch you.
Well, she didn't put them there. You know, this is a magical thing that has...
Oh, these are those elves?
The elves.
Oh, these
the elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
So it started out with one, okay? Mr. Elf here. He showed up, right? And then next year he showed up with a bride. Cool.
It happens.
When you know the
happens
next
with your
year,
kids, too.
She was pregnant. And Leah kept running around, I hope it's twins, I hope it's twins. Then you know she had twins. So now there's 4 elves running amok throughout my house.
You have 4 elves in the house?
4 elves. She wrote them a letter last night.
She did.
She wrote them a letter, and she asked them to make sure that we were doing and saying the right things on our podcast and our Twas the Night before Christmas.
Which I'll be reading a little bit later on in this podcast.
Yes, you will.
I can't wait for. But, well, thank you to your daughter for having the elves looking out over you. I went above her.
Yes, you did.
I went above. I brought my Santa. I'm going to show him. If you're watching it, you can see my Santa. This thing, isn't it almost scary looking, like creepy in a sense?
It looks antique-ish. I mean, it really does. I respect it because I guess I'm of the old school now. And I can respect the creativeness, the way it was put together, how it was made, how it looks compared to like the stuff now today. No, that's where I'm coming from.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
I dig it, man.
Well, I think I'm like 55 years old right now. Ish. Something. Yeah. I mean, you quit counting after a while.
Yeah.
But this Santa has been around as long as I have. When I was a little boy, this mom always put this out in the window. We had a big bay window.
Yeah.
And this meant Christmas season was here to me. When Santa came out, then I knew, and I would sit here and I would hold this Santa. I'd take his boots off.
Yeah.
I'd do this, and he'd always, poor guy has no feet.
It's Pirate Santa.
He's got no feet. Yeah, it is Pirate Santa.
Where's the black pearl?
Ho, matey. But this Santa has been all over the place, and one of the greatest gifts I ever got was several years ago, my mother gifted me with this Santa. This was the Santa that was in my home growing up forever, and one year she said, I know what that Santa meant to you. You can have the Santa now.
Wow.
So now I break him out once, every year. I break him out, and I make sure I get a picture of him to send to my brother who didn't get the Santa. That's right.
Why not?
He's always claimed Mom liked me best, so I keep taking pictures of the things she's given me.
Yeah.
Like, I got this ring from my dad. My brother didn't get the ring. Now, I've come up with this great...
Where did he go wrong?
He was a dick.
Richard was his name.
But I got this ring from my dad, and I came up with this great backstory that I like to share to make my brother feel worse. This was my grandfather's ring. It was a family heirloom. And then
what is it?
It's hematite. It's a black stone. But as Grandpa was getting older, he had given it to my dad.
Okay.
And then my dad passed it on to me. And this just pisses off my brother. Now, the story isn't true. This was actually a ring that my mother had bought for her boyfriend at the time who dumped her. And then she gave it to my dad.
No way. Truth comes out.
Truth comes out. And Dad wore this for all these years and said, hell, it wasn't meant for me anyway. Why don't you take it?
Wow, no kidding.
I like the family heirloom story better.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Oh, my gosh. I want to get one of those. I like hematite. Because every time we go shopping with the kids, and they're like, Leah comes up to me, Dad, will you buy this for me? And Elijah's always in the back, hematite.
That's
He ain't buying that for you, hematite. I need me some on my reins, man. I need me a little hematite.
I never know where you're going, bro.
Hematite, man.
Scary all the time. But I got to tell you, I am feeling so good. Again, we talked about this last week, diving back in with Sandy at Benchmark and making health the priority.
Seriously.
I'm a couple weeks in now, and I just feel the juice. I feel alive.
Now, what
again.
are you doing? You're back in there. What are you doing? Are you just doing the dieting? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just doing. I am really doing the high protein.
Right.
Low carbohydrates. I'm doing the protein drinks. The thing that is key for me is staying on the supplements. When you start taking those things, they have an effect to curb your appetite and to curb your sensations. And it truly, truly works. I know when I take all the things that I'm supposed to. I take all the fish oil. I take chlorella. I take rhodiola. I take maca. I take vitamin D3. I mean, there's this. It looks like a pharmacy on my table to start the day.
Right.
But what it does to me and what it does to cleanse your blood.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my blood is coursing with gravy and nougat. And
well,
occasionally, now and then a cashew piece, which tends to cause a clot.
Yeah.
But I need to get things, I need to purify myself a little bit and get, I guess what happens is, I forget how good it feels to feel good until you start feeling good again.
Don't we all?
You know?
So the reason why I asked that, man, is because I'm back in there too.
You're going after it.
I'm back in there too. I'm going at a little different angle. Everybody's got, but that's a cool thing about Benchmark.
It is.
Man, is they want to know what you're looking for, what you need, what you want. Now, for me, Dr. Sandy, man, she is an inspirational speaker. She speaks life. She's a great gal, and what she has to offer and her knowledge of the dietary stuff.
Oh, she knows her stuff,
dude. I mean, you know, I'm a mountain man. I mean, come on.
I know.
I'm like, I ain't got to go any further than that. I sat there smiling and nodding at her the whole time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that comparable to a white line? No, different drug. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, but Dr. Jason on the other side.
Yes.
Listen, they're there for spinal correction. That's huge. That's huge for us. How many people, man, do we know other than everybody? When they sit down, man, they want to slump. They want to roll the shoulder forward, hang the head down. Everybody, look at you. All of a sudden,
I got that. No, you're supposed to sit like somebody's pulling you up by the back of the head.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
But that's for real, man.
No, it is.
And I tell you what, Dr. Jason started adjusting my neck with traction, with chiropractic, massage. Man, they got these vibrating boards on the floor that you throw an ice pack on. And there's some other things.
Scott.
Yeah, so
come back.
It adjusts you back. Seriously, they do good work, man. They hit you all the way around. They're there for your needs, what you want to get, what you're looking for. All the way around, man. And then they're going to look at it through the x-ray and even go a little deeper if they need to with the traction, with the adjustment. When I started doing that traction, man, started straightening, they'd put like 870 pounds in the bag, to pull on my little head.
Yeah, I know how that one is. Yeah.
And,
it looks like a medieval torture device.
It does, and you sore after. You don't realize, but you're sore. But as we get older, gravity tends to pull a little.
Yeah. I know, my moobs are drooping.
Not my boobs, but other things are drooping more than they ever.
No, it takes more work at our age to tighten it.
It does, man.
It does, but
they're there to help.
I am thrilled that you're going back into it because they do fantastic things. But more than anything, it's making a commitment to yourself to make yourself better.
It is.
And it is amazing how we will go through things. I looked at it like when I tackled the big, 140-pound weight loss.
Right.
I looked at it as a season.
Yeah.
We have 4 seasons every year. Right. And before you know it, a summer's gone and you think, well, what did I do this summer? And you can't really think of, I did, maybe I went out here, I did a trip there. But if you just look at, okay, for this season, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do all that. When you figure how many years you have in your life, if you set aside part of one to just dedicate yourself to it, it's amazing.
And it
what
seems
a
like it's forever, man. When you're
does.
in it, it's not fun. It seems like it's eternity. But look back at everything you've done. It's only been a glimpse. Everything you've ever done has just been... Look at an injury. An injury is really good for people to look at, because when you've gone through an injury, every second hurts. You remember, you recall, and when you're in it, it seems like I'm done. But when it's over, wow, man, that was only that much of my life.
Well, again, I can tell you, as a guy who's done this and just lost a lot of weight, put a little bit back on, and now losing that again. But it is possible to change yourself. I kicked diabetes ass, man.
Right? Yes, you did.
You know, shooting up 5-6 times a day, and I have not touched a needle in 3 years now.
Right.
And my blood sugars are still. I test them, and I am still in double digits. Man. You know, it's amazing. Occasionally get up in the hundreds, but that's it.
I'm looking to gain weight.
Oh, I've got a program for you.
Right. Not that way.
Let's head to the McGym.
Not that way. No McGymlets. No McGymlets.
Come on, man.
Not the way you
All right, see now, okay, so do you do things like, well, it's not like we're going to stores so you can park further away for your walk. But
no, that's against my religion.
But I'm doing it. I take the dog for a walk, but I like try to do everything in a little more of a competition right now. Like even when I take out the trash,
right?
I've started something called the Trash Can Rodeo.
The
Trash Can Rodeo, okay, and I think that all guys should compete in this, and this should be an Olympic event.
Okay.
Where I don't know if your trash can's like mine, but full means everyone stepped on it as much as they could to pack as much in there so the sides are nearly bursting. Yeah. So when you go to pull that bag out, you lift it up and the trash can comes with it and you got to wait for it to slowly...
Just throw away the trash can and all.
So, is that what you do?
Yeah, I just throw away the trash can and all.
Well, I buy the trash bags with the drawstring on them.
Okay.
So I'll get it out and then I'll grab that and I will tie it up and then I throw my hands up when I'm done like I just tied a calf.
Oh, okay. So you're roping.
I'm roping.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm doing a little bag roping.
All right, little
you do it. You got to get it tied up, get it ready for a handles up. Throw your hands up. Time.
I like that, man. So you're trying to increase the activity through different things with the bagging, with the walking
everyday
the dog.
Household things.
See, I just doing what I've been doing. I'm just trying to stretch it out.
You know is this your? Hold it. This is Scott's fitness plan.
It is.
You need to just stretch it out.
So do what you're doing and just stretch it out.
James, help me. You got nothing, do you?
The McRib.
That's he's back on the Mick thing. That's
me. No, well, I just whatever you was doing before, endurance wise, double it. It's kind of like double your pleasure.
Suddenly you're the double mint guy.
I am the double mint.
You are.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Okay, well, now you just tried to make something very non-sexy sound sexy.
Oh, no, I wasn't going there.
No, which is what guys have the ability to do.
We do?
Like we've talked before about, okay, every strip club.
Whoa!
No, I'm just saying, every strip club, you can do a parody of them, and it's, dancing on stage number 1, Cinnamon. On stage number 2, Jasmine. On stage number 3. There's usually spices involved. And I had come to the conclusion as I was going through our spice cupboard that you can take the name of any spice almost and make it sound like a stripper. I'm going through it, I'm looking at you.
Well, Brian, you didn't know you can make a cake based on the strip club that you go to. Sugar, flour, cinnamon. You can make the ingredients of a cake based on stripper names.
I've never thought of that before, but you are right on.
Yes, it's brilliant. We came across this during our 21st birthday party back in the day and stuff like that. It's just like, really? These names sound so from sugar, spice, and everything. Dude, I am in a mood for some kind of frosting cake right now, dude. I don't know why.
Who's got a quarter cup of Heather I can borrow?
You mean they're partner with Pillsbury?
Yes.
Duncan Hine.
Oh, buddy, it's in the back.
So what about if we change it up on stage number 3, Cumin?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sage. Parsley
Sage.
on stage number 4.
Rosemary.
On stage number 5. Dillweed.
Dillweed.
No, that one doesn't work.
No,
I found 4 for me that don't
Go
work.
bay leaf.
Okay,
with
bay
bay
leaf
leaf.
will work, but you can't
don't
have one on stage number 1. Nutmeg.
No.
Nutmeg doesn't
you
work.
can't,
And
no.
dancing on stage number 3. Fennel.
I'm going to 3.
You're going to fennel?
I'm going to 3.
I'm holding out for anise.
There you go. There you go. I only use that when I'm trapping. I use that for a long distance lure.
I understand. I
Right.
do. I just think of that next time you're going through your spice cupboard.
Yeah.
You can either A, make a cake out of the names you heard previously, like James
Or
said.
Thanksgiving
Right.
dinner, thyme, rosemary, all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a whole dinner plan that you can make from a stripper club.
Well, I told Jackie, I said, baby, if you ever run out of spice, I've got the trapper bag out there. I've got a lot of good things that'll, that we used to use.
Your
Beaver
spice, no,
castor.
your spice rack
Strawberry
out in the
ice.
shop is not anything.
Essence of skunk.
Nobody should.
I mean-
Again, I want to do a feature where we're going to blindfold you and have you guess the urine.
Oh, dude, I'm on it, man.
Seriously.
I'm on it. I've got everything you
James?
can imagine out there.
Urine, but not the
Except for
McRib
your-
or the Impossible Burger, dude.
Now,
You
listen,
are definitely
man.
a different type of crazy, my man.
You need to know what you're tracking.
Not licking the pee or poo off the
I
ground,
didn't say
man.
lick it.
He was just
Just smell
smelling
it
Oh,
a couple
bloody hell.
times.
Sometimes I really wonder about you, Scott. What
I
it is.
know.
Just-
I know.
Thank you. Do you want this chair?
Yeah, I know.
this is just,
my distance is
It's-
perfectly
it's perfect.
fine.
Hey, listen, it's not easy being this, okay?
I know it's not.
It's not.
It's not easy putting up with that.
You sound like my wife.
I know. We talk. My wife, that evil little angel, as I'm talking about, I'm getting my stuff together. I'm feeling good, feeling, so much better. In the meantime, she's in the kitchen making sugar cookies and molasses cookies and M&M cookies and those peanut butter Rice Krispie bars with the chocolate frosting on them that I
Stripper
call
names.
What's
More stripper
names.
She's, everything out there. She's making homemade Chex Mix. She's doing all that. And then I looked and I went, what is the secret ingredient? And then I saw the vodka bottle. And it's amazing how vodka increases the baking that goes on in our house.
Right, yeah, that can
It's Christmas spirit in a bottle.
Right,
And
right.
next thing you know,
So
you
she's
got
not
8
using it-
varieties of cookies.
Yeah, so she's not using it as an ingredient. She just...
Oh, yeah, she is.
Making a little here, a little there.
One for you, 3 for me.
Me,
That's
okay.
yeah.
Because when you said that, I was thinking like bourbon balls. Jackie's grandpa used
those
to
are
make
good.
bourbon balls.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She doesn't do any of that. And to be fair to her, she didn't have the vodka until she was done baking to celebrate.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
there you
but it is if you're looking for ways to get somebody new, or maybe even yourself to catch that Christmas spirit, there are some wonderful clear liquids that can
There
help
are.
you find that spirit.
And nowadays, throughout this, they'll deliver to you.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, they'll
This is
deliver
true.
to you. And I mean, we got a restaurant we go and you can get a cup full of the Cadillac margarita
And
for Jackie. And then it's beautiful.
that's her Starbucks.
And
I
then
like that.
Yeah. Yesterday was tough though. Yesterday we had to call and get Don Julio to come over. We had to get somebody to deliver him because
I know that.
it was just a rough.
No,
day.
I
It was just-
understand.
yeah.
No, he's been helping make people make bad decisions
Yeah,
since 1942.
So so
that's
Jackie
good.
was cheating on me with Don Julio. I was in my area sending smoke signals for help. Getting right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was all good. It ended up okay.
Yeah, you ever turn off the road and realize you're alone?
Several times.
Yeah, that was right.
Well, every road I go down, I'm alone.
Oh, you are. You are. Now, coming up in just a minute, I am going to be reading "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Oh. And this is the brand new Cisco MWE Mike in the Mountain Critter Gitter version of "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Now, I wrote this a few days ago, and James and Scott, I have not shared a word of this with them because I want to get their immediate reaction honestly when I read it. So that's coming up in just a minute. But first, I want to mention, we talked about this guy when he appeared on the CMA Awards the other night. Charlie Pride talked about how great it was to see him on stage and how classy. And now a month after that appearance, Charlie Pride passed away at the age of 86 due to complications of COVID. Right. And Charlie Pride was absolutely incredible to me. Loved Charlie. Loved his music. He was such a pioneer. I mean, being the first black country music star, to do that. The guy was a fantastic baseball player. Oh, yeah. Played in the Negro Leagues and all that. And then, tried to get his break. And for that guy to become a country music star against every odd you could have thrown against you, what he had to go through to get what he achieved, and to do it with class all the way through. He was always just classy, kind, had the privilege of getting to interview him once. Really? And it was just a treat. It just started with, Charlie, how you doing today? Well, my knee's bothering me. And it was it was one of those, but he was just a real dude. And I remember my parents going to see him in concert several times and coming home and just raving about Charlie Pride. And so I'm going to miss Charlie, but it got me thinking about the very first concert you ever went to. Now, I know I have two that stick out. I have my very first concert, and then I have my first rock concert. Okay. Now, my first concert came in Las Vegas with my parents when I was about 8 years old. They took me to the Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas to see Wayne Newton. No way. My very first concert ever was Wayne Newton. And here I'm this young kid sitting there just smitten because this guy comes out, smoke all over the stage. He's singing Cherokee People, played every instrument on there, was singing this song, wrap up some red roses for the blue lady. And my mother claimed he was looking right at her and singing it to her the whole show. Sure. Years later, I get to interview Wayne Newton. Right. And I say, Wayne, I've got to ask you this. You were my very first concert I ever went to at the age of 8. And my mother claims you looked her in the eye and sang Wrap Up Some Red Roses for a Blue Lady. You said, well, Brian, I did. Which answer. I thought was absolutely awesome. Spot on. So Wayne Newton was the very first concert, and then my first rock concert was Ted Nugent. Oh, dude, seriously? Ted Nugent, absolutely. He came to the Bismarck Civic Center. Wow. And I will never, ever forget that. When the Motor City Madman hits the stage. Oh, my God. And just knocked me out. I was in heaven. I remember my dad dropped me and my friend Rob off. No way. And we sat there at the Bismarck Civic Center. My dad did something to kill time to pick us up afterwards after we got all nooged out. Man, that would be killer, dude. But how old were you then? I was probably about 13. Wow. Yeah, I think I was probably about 13 years old. So that was my first rock concert, my first concert. Do you remember the first show? I do, man. I do. First concert I ever went to, man. I don't remember how old I was for other reasons. But the Kentucky Headhunters. Was it really? Yeah, and I got hauled off to jail. Did you? Yeah. Give it up, bro. I know I was drinking underage. That's it. But so I watched half the show, but then I ended up in jail. Was that the show they did with Hank Jr. at Fiddler's Green? I don't remember. Okay. No, I think we were at that Cheyenne Frontier days. Okay, so Kentucky Headhunters was your first show? It was my first show, You never got to anything until the late 80s? I don't think so. I think I was chasing alligators and shit. Yeah, you were. No, that's it. So the Kentucky, I love those guys. They're one of the most underrated because they broke down some barriers. Oh, buddy. With the country sound, nobody had that dirty, swampy Southern sound. Come on now, the Kentucky Headhunters. I mean, they had the, Ricky Lee Phelps was the lead vocalist, and he had this voice that was like a Southern preacher going at you. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was. When he started singing about Dumas Walker and Oh Lonesome Me and all this. Dude, I was into it, dude. I was loving it. You look like one of them, You really do. Look up the Kentucky Headhunters and tell me it ain't him. Up, James. Pull it up on my monitor. Oh wait, I don't. No, the drummer had a coon tail hat. that he would wear. They were all.
I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I was pretty intoxicated. Next thing I know, man, I'm rocking out. I'm right standing room, and like I feel myself being lifted up off the ground. I thought, cool, man, I'm
Let the
doing
music
some
lift
wave
you.
surfing. Man, but it was 2 cops and they were on the side. They were all on the, I didn't know I was jail surfing, man.
That's not the kind of crowd surfing you want to experience.
Man. I thought, no, this is going there. They picked me. I'm going to
You're the one.
I'm the one. But no, I didn't. I was one of many behind bars.
How were the few songs you heard?
Well, I remember they were good. I seem to recall we were singing our own rendition in the clink.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, memories. Oh, yeah, that's nice stuff.
It's all starting to come back.
Boy,
now.
great
I don't
holiday
think I wanna
stories.
Scott, you would totally fit in this band.
Are
I'm
you looking
looking
at
at the
him?
images right now. You would totally be one of these guys.
Yeah.
It's definitely your clique.
Really?
Hair and all, some of the beard.
Doesn't
man.
it absolutely works, doesn't it?
Dude, you can stunt double a couple of these guys.
Right on, man.
Hey,
Right on.
well, then it was very fitting.
I
Absolutely.
just never made it to the cover of the Rolling Stones, man.
And again, you should be, because you look like
I
something
should.
that would be on there too. It's just, so many places I can picture your face showing up, and so
Right.
many I can't. All right.
Yeah, there is that, I guess.
Well, I think it's that time, y'all.
It is the time?
It's that time. Yeah.
The
unless,
time. That
unless
time.
you got something else you want to get in before this.
Well, there was this.
All right. So no.
Yeah.
All right. Now is the time to gather the children round and get ready for the traditional tale of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. All right. Now,
Light your fires.
This is the new 2020 version, Critter Gitter style, Cisco MWE style, the Mike in the Mountain style. Words written by Brian Gary. All right.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
Are you? I'm comfortable.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house was the smell of creatures cooking. Yeah, even a mouse. The stockings were hung made of squirrel hide and hair in hopes that the Critter Gitter soon would be there.
Oh, wait, stop. You're going to do this a little bit at a time.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of PlayStations ran through their heads.
Yes.
The wife in her sexiest mama t-shirt and me in the buff had just nestled in for some kissing and stuff. When out on the lawn was the sound of a truck, I sprang from the bed to see what the truck was doing. Away to the window I ran with my gun, tore open the shutter, and hollered out, "Where are you, son of a..." The moon on the snow was glowing so bright, it looked like afternoon in the dead of the night, when what to my booger-crusted eyes should appear but a Toyota truck and 8 giant beaver. With a long-haired driver wearing a thong of deer hide, I knew right away that this must be that guy. Had an eagle on his shoulder that rolled up his smoke, which he shared with his beavers, who all took a tow. Now Petey, now Jerome, now Z-Dog and Ray, on Jasmine, on Cinnamon, on Heather and Jade. In the bed of the truck or anywhere on the pole, now dance away, dance away, dance away, y'all. They danced up a storm till the winds of hurricane did fly, when Scott told the beavers it was time to get high. So up to the rooftop the beavers they flew, with a sleigh full of Castor and Scott Cisco too. And while I was tinkling, I heard on the roof the cline and scratching of each beaver foot. As I pulled up my shorts and was turning around, down the chimney Scott Cisco came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur and covered in tats, then proceeded to ask me where my wife was at. A bundle of toys were stashed in his pack. He giggled and told me that he'd be right back.
Come on.
Oh, his eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. Had drool on his mouth from a dip of Copenhagen, and his beard was kind of splotchy because he was using that dye again. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and wildlife tattooed on his fingers, which crushed your bones while shaking hands. Oh, the pain, it did linger. He was fit and in shape, a right jolly old trapper. We laughed when he told me he brought me a clapper. But a wink of his eye and a turn of his head soon let me know I had something to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled my wife's stockings, that fur-bearing jerk. He gave me the finger, then ran out the door. He said he'd be back in 364. He jumped in his truck and called for the beavers. My wife said, thank God they're gone, but I didn't believe her. And I heard him yell out to me, don't ever forget, educate, understand, and respect. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Come on, baby. That was off the hook, man. Dude, that was off the hook, man.
Twas the night before Christmas. Our way.
Oh, man.
Hey, have a happy holiday. We'll be talking to you next year, all right?
The beaver.
The beaver.
Oh, God. Man, I'm going to have to put all that on my Instagram.
I got some, boy, somebody needs to get busy illustrating that one.
No kidding, man. That's the real right there. That is the real. Brother, you could not have said more beautiful things about me. I was laughing, but I wanted to cry. I mean, it touched my heart, man. It touched that was beautiful.
Thank you so much. My wife says, yo.